The first girl I walked up to was crouched down, covering her head in the bushes. So I felt for a pulse, pulled her head to the side, and she had no face.
What's going on, everybody? This is afrothinktank. I come to you today amidst another tragedy in Texas, where a person went into, an area where there were a lot of people and decided he just wanted to take out all his frustrations out on the people, and he killed nine people got killed. I think several others got injured. Well, I'm here to say, and this is something I've never said, but now I think it's time. I think we need a total ban on assault-style weapons. A total ban. We need a total ban on anything that turns weapons into semi-automatic weapons. We need a total ban. As a real gunfighter, as a combat action Marine, I understand what it looks like after a gunfight, when both groups have weapons and equally fighting each other. I've seen bodies laid out, ripped apart from bullets. And I think if we need to cancel something, we need to cancel the culture that says that people have to live in fear because somebody brain can snap and they just go anywhere and start, killing a whole bunch of people. Now, the same tired ass excuses for what about the good guy with the gun? Well, you know what? The good guy with the gun don't never seem to show up, right? And a person who knows about gunfighting is the person who starts shooting first is usually the one who wins. So a good guy showing up, that didn't stop the bad guy from killing a whole bunch of people first, all right? And I'm tired of the tired ass excuses. Well, the bad guy's always gonna get a gun. Well, that's not true. Look at Europe. Look at Europe. Do Europe have mass killings? Huh? They're a first world, country. Continent where everybody don't have guns. Even the daggone lot of police don't have guns. Do you see mass shootings happen there? Mass shootings don't happen here. That's not something that happens on a regular basis. Now you may say, oh, well, they be having Boko Haram and they be kidnapping, and every now and then you're talking about a few isolated incidences that happen rarely. That's why they're in that international news. But you see, when it happens in America, it's just Monday. It's just Tuesday. It's just, Wednesday. It's just Thursday. It's just Friday. It's just Saturday. We're getting to the point where even America, they're numb to it. They're like, oh, another mass shooting? Oh, okay. Oh, another mass shooting? Oh, okay. And none of these gun-toting nuts can ever tell you what they need those weapons. They say, oh, I need to protect myself from the government. Do you think you and your 5 billion rounds in your house and your 2 arms and your 15,000 guns is going to stop any law enforcement from coming there and do what they got to do? No. They're going to send a drone in there and they're going to kill you. Times have changed. You and your gun is not going to protect you from the government if they decide that you're a threat and they need to come in there. So that argument is dead. You cannot, as an individual, protect yourself from the government if the government decides to come and take you down. So that means your AR-15 is a waste. It's a waste of time. You're not going to take your AR-15 to go hunt no deer, huh? You're not going to take your AR. What you going to do with that AR-15, huh? Who you so afraid of that you need to have a small armory in your house? Why do you want to live in a country where you need to be afraid that and have a small armor? Are you that much of a bussy? Are you that afraid of people? Because only people who are afraid of the entire world need to have that much armament. And here's another one to say, oh, well, don't take away rights from good people who don't got no criminal backgrounds and all that. Well, guess what? It seems like a lot of good people who don't got no criminal backgrounds go out and buy these same very guns, and then all of a sudden they snap and become criminals after they already got the weapon. Guys have no excuse. If you're a hunter, go hunting with a rifle, single action. How many rounds you shooting at that deer? You want a home defense? Shotgun. Guess what? Shotgun is the best home defense weapon with the proper slugs. You see, when you shoot that AR-15 or that semi-automatic weapon, it doesn't stop at the door, huh? And if you got a little bit of land, it's not going to stop at your border. The bullet keeps going. So it's impractical. So all the stupid arguments, there's these gun nuts because they're afraid of life. They're afraid everybody's just so scared they need these guns. But in reality, a lot of them are just weekend warriors who just like the gun because it's cool. They play Call of Duty and it's cool. They want to be warriors. And a lot of them don't know what it's like to be a real warrior. They don't know the consequences of war. But most of them are cowards because they take these guns and they go shoot innocent people. There's no practical reason why civilians need assault-style weapons, period. And the proof is in the pudding. You know, these people like to spout data when it comes to justifying the things they say. How about we spout the data where in countries where they don't have assault rifles, they also don't have mass killings on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. These are the same people that say they want to end abortion because I believe in life and I'm pro-life. You're not pro-life. You're pro-death. You want the ability to cause as much death as possible in your hands. You want the power that it brings you because a lot of y'all can't fight anyway. Y'all can't fight. That's why y'all need these weapons. It's ridiculous. And we're getting used to it. This is not normal. They don't have this damn type of violence in Afghanistan. They don't have this type of war. We're having war-level casualties in America and got the nerve to talk about some other country being dangerous. What? Are you crazy? The nerve. Kids can't even go to school. You know who hurts the most? You know what hurts the most? Them little precious white kids. Because that's where most of these mass killings are happening. These little precious white kids. And I'm not saying it's always a white person that's doing the mass killing, but 99.99999.99% of the time, it is some white male who either got the gun legally because they weren't criminals, or their parents got the gun legally because they weren't parent criminals. And they just took the gun and then went and did their thing. And we got idiot black people doing it too. Damn the black dude went and shot that damn white girl, little white child, just for a fucking ball. A ball. Come on. The fucking Spanish dude was told, hey, can you please stop shooting at night? And he decided to just go over to his neighbors and fucking kill the family? Are you kidding me? We got white men doing it. We got black men doing it. We got Latino men doing it. We got trans men doing it. We got Asian men doing it. We got all types of men doing it. Men. And women, men. Don't y'all think we got a problem? Don't you think there's a problem? How do we solve the problem? When we need to make it illegal. That's number one. Make those weapons illegal. Give people an opportunity to turn those guns in and pay them back for their weapon. Pay them back. If you want the weapon because it look cool, make it a non-serviceable weapon. Make it a single fire. Make the same weapon, but make it single fire. Take out all the parts that make it a semi-automatic. Take away all the possibilities. Make it illegal to have all those little bump triggers and all that shit. The way they can jimmy rig these weapons to make them semi-automatic. That's what we need to do. We need Singapore-style laws. That's what we need. We need Singapore-style laws. Yeah, we can't stop every bad guy with a weapon. That's going to have one. But we can make the laws so goddamn strict that a motherfucker would think twice about even wanting to be around having that weapon. They would, at worst case scenario, they would choose a different weapon that can't shoot 30 fucking rounds in 5 seconds. 30 rounds. Each bullet can kill 1, 2, 3 people. But y'all saying people got respect for life. Huh? Wanna take away rights from a whole other half of the human population because you say you respect and care about life. Yet you want the ability. You think God gave you the right. You think God came down here, talked to George Washington, and while he was writing the Bible, they wrote the Constitution at the same time and put that shit in there and said, well, the white man has the right to have personal weapons of mass destruction for their own personal protection from the government. The government. It's fucking ridiculous. It's time to change. It's time to change. These weapons are unnecessary. You can't justify it. And all these gun nuts, they're about to start making their videos protecting the gun. They care more about the damn weapon, the piece of metal that's meant to kill massive amount of people, than they do about the children who can't go to school and the children who can't even go to the mall on the weekends. Families can't even go to the goddamn mall on the weekends and have a good time. without worrying about getting murdered by some idiot who got mental illness. We gonna blame it on mental illness? Huh? We're gonna just say, that's how we're gonna cop out every time. Mental illness, thoughts and prayers, huh? And then we're gonna turn the page. Is that what we're gonna do? There's gonna be more outrage for the black guy that got killed by that white dude on the train than there's gonna be about this mass murder. Y'all think racism is the only problem we have in this country? No, ignorance is another problem we have in this country. Gun culture is another problem we have in this country of America. And it's killing innocent people every day. We need tough gun laws. Really strict, tough, Singapore-style gun laws. The children are tired, and guess what? One day these children are going to be able to vote. And they're going to take these guns away from you old-ass, middle-aged gun nuts. They're going to take your guns. It's gone because you guys are so worried and ready to protect your guns and your bullets. Oh my God, I ain't never seen a gun. And make your dumbass excuses about, well, you need 15,000 semi-automatic and fully automatic guns in your fucking basement with a fucking goddamn closet full of ammo, like you is going to be able to shoot all that shit. Like you can fight a whole fucking war by your goddamn self. Like you waiting for the apocalypse or some shit. Because you scared, because you a coward, because you can't fight. And you're not practical. Because the NRA said you need guns and you need all our guns. Give me money. Y'all fall for the trick shit every time. I like to shoot like the next person, but I'm practical. I'm really pro-life. And these kids should be able to go to school and get their shitty-ass education from our educational system without getting murdered by some weirdo. Talking about put locks on the door. You talking about the fire hazard? Put locks on the door. You dumb, you stupid, dumb, ignorant, cock-sucking, weak-ass bitches in your fucking guns. Because you a bunch of pussies. That's what it is. We need tough, Singapore-style, European-style gun legislation. Point blank, period. So all I got to say is Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something, I'm out.
People in our community tonight who are hurting, whose lives have been shattered, and who need and deserve our collective prayers.
We will never know how many lives were saved by the swift actions of our first responders. What we do know is that we owe a debt of gratitude to first responders that ran toward the gunfire.
You were just listening to sound from the officials that we just heard from in about an hour ago. JD, we know that you spent some time speaking to someone who was there, who gave CPR to some of the victims. Walk us through that.
Yeah, Nicole, we are hearing tonight from the first time from someone who desperately rushed to the aid of those dying and wounded. Victims who he says had such horrific injuries, they had to be loaded into police cars because ambulances simply wouldn't have gotten there soon enough. Do you think anybody was saved by your actions?
I don't know. I lost 3 people, JD, that there was nothing I could do for. And that's tough.
Stephen Spainhour raced to the Allen Outlet Shopping Center when his son Freddie called just after 3:30 to say there had been shots fired outside the H&M store where he worked.
When I heard those shots and then when the multiple shots happened, my heart just immediately just dropped.
And I was on the phone with 911 and I was telling them, we have a mass casualty incident.
Spainhour says he got there before any first responders, and while a handful of people around him recorded videos of the bodies on the ground, he tried to save lives.
I never imagined in 100 years I would be thrust into the position of being the first responder on the site to take care of people.
Spainhour says despite applying CPR, at least 3 of the victims could not be saved.
The first girl I walked up to was crouched down, covering her head in the bushes, so I felt for her pulse, pulled her head to the side, and she had no face.
But Spainhour says he found a child that survived, while covered by his protective mother who died.
And so when I rolled the mother over, he came out, and I asked him, are you okay? And he said, you know, my mom is hurt, my mom's hurt. So rather than traumatize him anymore, I pulled him around the corner, set him down. He was covered from head to toe like somebody had poured blood on him.
It's that awful image that Spainhour and others who witnessed the horror will be haunted by for the rest of their lives.
Because no one can see what they saw today and not be affected by it. It's not a situation that I would wish upon anybody, JD. It's just unfathomable to see the carnage. It's tough when you see a family that's out shopping, having fun, get wiped off the face of the earth because somebody with a gun has some other type of issue.
And Spainhour's son says that 2 other people who were customers inside that H&M store were also wounded. Spainhour says that he personally saw at least 7 people who were wounded or were killed. Nicole and Steve, back to you.
JD, we just actually did a story not too long ago about people knowing how to do CPR. So when you hear someone who was in that moment and ready to help, it really just makes your heart fall out. But I have a question. Anybody there who you talked to who say they were feeling like they were having a hard time getting a response for police and from police and fire officials, what exactly are they telling you about that tonight?
Well, Stephen Spainhour, who was obviously the first person on the scene as a first aid emergency responder, a civilian, he says it took him about 6 minutes to get there after his son called. Then he says it took another 5 or 6 minutes for emergency crews to get there. So that was more than 10 minutes. We certainly don't know exactly how long it took, or we'll hopefully get that information, but they feel like it took quite a bit of time before they saw any paramedics on the scene there, and that's why police obviously had to load those patients into police cars.
JD, thank you so much for the update tonight.